All right, everybody, welcome. It's time for Ask Joe. It's me. This is our weekly edition. We do this every Monday at 12 noon. Your opportunity to get some on-the-spot coaching. That means you can ask any question, life, love, business. We stay away from like the politics and that kind of stuff. And stop in, say hi. You can ask a question in the comment section, or you can just comment on what's being said, or you can just be a fly on the wall and listen. Either way, you are welcomed here, and you are welcome to join us. And I'm excited to be here, man. I had a nice little weekend here, and I had a chance to kind of get outside with my daughter, spend some time with her, and we have this backyard pool. We did that on Sunday, but unfortunately there's a little hill. So it's one of those inflatable pools, right? It's about 10 feet long and it looks like this amoeba. But you can get wet in it, so that's a good thing. So once again, welcome everybody. Joe White here for Ask Joe. We do this every Monday at noon. We call this on-the-spot coaching, your opportunity to ask any questions about life, love, business. And just pop them in the comment section. We do have some pre-submitted questions, and we're going to start with that here. Oh, let me see if I can just kind of turn off all my notifications. All right, number one. I'm at my wit's end. I feel so depressed. It's one thing after another. How can I get out of this free fall? There's a lot to unpack here, right? So let me kind of start from the top, right? There's a constant battle in our lives between feeling in control, right? And feeling out of control or being controlled. Now, again, this is very much of an illusion because what we think is control, sometimes we're really, we don't feel in control, right? But understand, like anytime that we feel, here we go, out of control, we're going to do things to feel back in control. So anytime we feel out of control, we're going to do things to get us back in control. Why is that? No. Why is that? It's because we just need to feel that level of control. Now, control could be drinking, it could be food, it could be exercising, it could be meditating. It doesn't really matter if it's good for you, if it's healthy for you, but whatever we feel that we can have control. So what is control? Well, if you look at the 6 emotional needs that we use a lot in our programs, control is really a derivative of 2 emotional needs, the need for certainty and the need for significance, okay? So in other words, we want to feel certain we don't lose any more significance. So where does this all play for this person who says that they feel depressed, they're at their wit's end, it's one thing after another? Well, what's going on is that they feel very trapped within their current situation, and they feel either being controlled or out of control. Let me show you how it breaks down, because in our society, we get addicted to our problems. I cannot tell you how many times in 21 years I feel that, I see that. Now, people will say, I don't want these problems. What you want and what you get addicted to is 2 different things, right? So what's a sign if you're addicted to problems? Well, if you always seem to have drama around you. You ever notice that people who say, I hate drama, are the ones that often always have drama around them, right? Some people who never have drama because they avoid it at all costs. Now, we'll have our stories. It's my family. It's this, it's that. It's the news, social media, things that drag us in. But understand this concept of being addicted to your problems, because it starts to meet our emotional needs, especially certainty and the need for significance. Let me show you how. So let's go with my dear friend, social media. Can't knock it too hard. I'm doing my Ask Joe on it, but it's just a vehicle. I was looking at someone's comment on the evilness of social media, that they were commenting on social media, right? And it's really just a mechanism for communication. We use it how we want to use it. We use it how we feel we need to use it. We use it to get our emotional needs met, healthy or unhealthy. So for example, if you're not feeling significant, so in other words, if you don't feel like you matter, if you feel you're being suppressed, if you feel you're not important, if you're worried about your job, if you're worried about the future, the corona, the election, what else is going on? The sandstorm, right? The murder hornet seemed to have been a little bit of a false cause, but you understand what I'm saying. Anytime you have an abundance of uncertainty, we're going to value that certainty or control even more. So in social media, if you're not feeling very significant, look at the world that we live in right now. We are in such a polarized world. In other words, everything is more divided. It is more, black and white, not the race, but the separation. There's very little gray anymore. And my belief is most people are kind of in the gray of life, and what they feel and what they don't feel, right? They're for equality, but they're not here for looting, right? But they realize there probably needs to be some reform on the police, but not all police are bad. But we tend to have to pick sides. It's an us versus them world that we live in. So if you feel a little insignificant, think about this. Because there's so much separation, you're guaranteed to find people that agree with you strongly. So if you're pro-Trump, just put something on Facebook, right? And you'll get hundreds of people that will come onto your page and say, I agree with you. If you're anti-Trump, you'll get the same thing. So you get that feeling of certainty and that feeling of significance. Like, I matter. Look, what I care about. But the opposite's true too. You're also going to get pushback on other things. So if you're pro-Trump, you're going to get all the anti-Trump, right? Now, you may not like it, but what is going to happen is you're going to feel significant because they're challenging you. And then you get defended. And the more you defend, the more heated it gets. And you will say, I don't want any of this. And my thing is garbage. You started that storm. Okay? It's our need to feel certain and our need to feel significance. And if you unfollow people, which is not a bad choice, what that does is that gives you a slanted view, so you're getting more and more people who think just like you on your Facebook page. In other words, you think the numbers that support you is even larger than it really is, and that means I'm even more significant because the whole world agrees with me, and the whole world doesn't agree with you. Okay? So how do we kind of change all of this, right? And since I'm on social media, let's talk social media, right? Limit yourself, right? Really, really, really limit yourself. Avoid that constant scrolling, because you're going to drive yourself deeper into that pattern that you choose to run that's called depression. Yes, I did say that pattern that you choose to run called depression deeper, because you're running depression because it's meeting your emotional needs. Okay? Because you get instant certainty focused on everything that's not right. There's so many things that are not right, so you get your need of variety met. We explain how you get significance and you get connection with yourself and other people who freaking agree with you, and even people who don't agree with you. Okay? So we gotta take that responsibility for our lives and take responsibility for our actions of those things that lead us down that proverbial black hole. Because you gotta protect yourself, guys. You gotta protect your mental state, especially during these times. We are bombarded with so much shit right now. Okay? Now, I'm not saying don't be informed. I'm not saying you don't have a right to an opinion. Okay? But you have to understand there's a difference of having an opinion and using that to meet your emotional needs and drive you into unresourceful states of depression, anger, frustration, loneliness, despair, sadness, overwhelm, etc. Okay? So turn off social media. One of the things that I do, and I'm in a little bit of a bind here because I got lots of people who I connect with around the world through social media. I also use it for my business. Very, very obvious. We run Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and we do our postings, and we connect to people like you through this medium, right? So I'm kind of forced to be on it until I hire someone who does everything for me. Here's something that I've done, right? Because, sure, I can get caught up in this stuff too, right? Control where you get your information from. So one of the things I start doing, it's no, that's not Microsoft. It's Apple News, right? For like $9 a month, I get like every magazine and almost newspaper in the world. So it gives me the ability to control what I'm focusing on so I can stay informed, okay? That mindless scrolling just feeds. Come on, have you ever been there where you start scrolling and then you start scrolling and then you start scrolling and next thing you know, you're 2 hours into it, furious, right? Typing posts you're not going to send, commenting on people, all that crazy crap. So the question is, what is it costing you? Time, money, energy, effort. Wouldn't it be better to spend time with your kids? Better time working out? Prayer, meditation, go out and freaking garden, do something. We have to learn to stop feeding these patterns that don't serve us. Stop feeding those behaviors that meet our emotional needs on a low level, but not necessarily on a high level. Okay? What I mean by that is, it's like diving in a freaking dumpster. No, I don't want that. It's like diving in a dumpster. So we get our needs met at a high level, low grade, but unfortunately, it's like dumpster food, right? It's like half-eaten Big Macs, chicken nuggets, things of that nature. So and lastly, let me see if I can kind of do this. I can't do this. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Now I can see comments here. Let me say hi to everybody in a second. Lastly is, if you really believe in something, if you believe in a cause, because you have a right to believe in a cause. If you're pro Black Lives Matter, if you're pro, protecting the police, whatever the case may be, we're grown adults. We won't always have the same opinions. But don't be a keyboard warrior activist, right? Get involved. Stop being part of the problem and start being part of the solution. Enroll yourself into part of the solution, okay? Not just the loudest voice. That's where we're at right now with things, guys. Everybody wants to have a louder voice. And if you want to understand why people are do the things that you don't understand, because it is a battle of the loudest voices, and I tell you that never, ever, ever wins. So let me say hi to a few people. Comments are on. Okay. So, Nancy, hello. Mary, hello. Stephanie, hola. Alice, hello. Miriam, hola from Spain and hola from Delaware. Mary writes, get back here. How do you get this back? Here we go. Protect your mental health. Excellent way to phrase it. Yeah, because there's so much going on. There's an old phrase that says, stand guard at the door of your mind. You got to stand guard at the door of your mind. If you're not protecting yourself, then just through osmosis, you may have the best intentions, but just with the bombardment of everything and over the period of time, I mean, it's like longevity, it's going to start breaking you down. Melissa, hello. Teresa, hello. There we go. Make sure you say hi, everybody. And that's it. Okay, let's go to our next question. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section, and I will answer those questions too. We do this every Monday. Okay, next question. Let me do something easy. That was deep. All right. Okay. So what books am I reading? What's on your summer list? I'm reading 3 books right now. I'm that type of guy. I do an audio book. I tend to do a Kindle book, right? And then I tend to do like something just not necessary for personal development. Okay. So my audio book, I'm listening to This Is Marketing, by Seth Godin. If you are a business and you need to understand marketing better, it is a great book on marketing, right? So This Is Marketing from, and my notes kind of vanished here, so I have to pull it up here. From my personal development, this is such a cool book. The book is called The Life You Were Born to Live, Dan Millman. And it's not numerology, but it is about your life path is based upon the day, the month, and the year you're born. Kind of interesting, right? Kind of crazy, the people who have the same life path number as me. It is everything from Paul McCartney, Oprah, right? Donald Trump. Who else? It was someone else. It was like really a cool kind of list. But anyway, so that's my Dan Millman book. And then my physical book I'm reading is The Man Behind the Mask, Tyson Fury. He's a linear heavyweight champion of the world. It's a true story about redemption, come back from anything you go through in life. I love that kind of stuff for obvious reasons. So that is on my summer reading list. Okay. Oh, there they are. Okay. Okay, next question is, I've lost my drive and my passion. How do I get it back? That's the mistake. We think that drive and passion is created by, like it's like a drink. It's like a coffee okay, I'm drinking this coffee right here. This coffee is my drive and passion. So hang on. Whoa, I got my passion back. Amen. Right? No. Drive and action's a verb. It's about what we do to get that result that we want. So I think of Newton's law, okay? And Newton's law is what is in motion tends to stay in motion, what's stuck tends to stay stuck, right? That's just my improv version of it. If you have drive, there's a self-momentum of pushing forward. It's like anything, right? It's like if you're exercising every day, it's easy to exercise the next day. If you don't exercise every day, it's hard to get started, right? If you are eating healthy in what you're doing, then all of a sudden it's easier to eat healthier in everything that you're trying to do, and it's hard to get started. So drive and passion isn't something that is obtained, it's something that is created, okay? And you create it by doing those things in your life that brings you joy, that's part of your life purpose and what you do and how you do it. The other question that kind of goes to my head is energy. Energy flows where focus goes. I'll repeat that. Energy flows. She's sneaking in. Look at this. This is my little energy bug. Emily, say hi, Emily. Hi. Okay. So energy flows where focus goes.
I have, a tree.
Yes.
What do I have?
Find something.
I don't find what?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Have some chips.
But that's not a tree.
Okay, I have to finish recording.
Can I get something in the cabinet?
Yes.
Can I get some?
Welcome to my life, guys.
And M's for what I does in Easter.
Yes, good. All right, here we go. So,
Bye,
bye, Em. Here we goes. So she works this. I mean, this girl is going to be the greatest salesperson ever because she knows when I'm recording, she kind of, Daddy's kind of handcuffed here. And, my answer usually get whatever you want, which is different when I'm not recording. She can hear me. So anyway, energy flows where focus goes. So what that means is where you put your energy, right? That's where your focus goes. So if you put your energy into things that suck your drive and passion from you, you're going to lose drive and passion, and you're going to focus on things, and then it's going to become even greater, that disparity of where you are and where you're not, right? So how do you, let me see if I can find this. How do you get drive and passion back, right? Number one, right? You have to identify those things in life that mean the most to you. What excites you in life? What gives you that juice, right? It ranges for me. It could be everything from spending time with my little one. It could be time at the beach with her. It could be doing this. It could be creating something. But if you boil it down, what are the top 2 or 3 things that just fulfill you? Okay. Number 2 is then we have to kind of put ourselves out there and do it. I think too often we like to wait. We like to wait until we feel it as confirmation before we can step into it. And rarely does it work that way. We create that passion by living it, okay? Because what we feel is it's like that word motivation. I'm just not motivated, man. That's my problem. I need more motivation, right? You don't need more motivation, right? You gotta get off your ass and start doing stuff, right? Doesn't feel comfortable in the beginning. Doesn't feel easy in the beginning, but you know what? That's the nature of life, right? It is that awkward time. Getting yourself to start exercising or eating right or open communication with your partner in life or getting yourself back in your business. We want it to feel good, but it's not feeling good. It is the difficult times that separates us. That's when that cements that passion and drive within you. So if you don't have that drive and passion, stop waiting for it like your Amazon Prime package to come, right? And get your ass out there and start creating it. If you fall into the category, I don't know what it is, then your first passion is to find that passion. You're not going to learn it by watching Netflix or social media. You're going to get it out in the real world and experiencing things. All right, guys, welcome everybody. We do this every Monday at noon. So please, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section. If you want to say hi, just put them in the comment section. We do this every other Monday. Let me say hi to some people here. Nico, my brother. Hope things are well with you. McCall, how are you? Hope things, this is like some people I haven't seen and talked to in like a long time. Rick, welcome. Javi, welcome. All right, let's go to my next question. Okay. Where, this is kind of going weird on me here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm interested in starting a business. Is this a good time to? And what's your best advice? Of course it's a good time. It's always a good time to start a business, right? Now it has to be a business that there's a need for what you offer or a problem that it solves, right? And there's certain ways you can verify it. You can go and start searching on Google and seeing what ads out there. And there's a little bit of a simple, but about 4 or 5 steps. If you really kind of want to understand verification, just shoot me a message and I'll write down the steps for you here. But yeah, it's always a good time to start a business because very often the biggest advice, the reason why it's the best time to start a business is the same thing to my best advice, put it that way. And that is go out and do it. I remember once I was at the Chamber of Commerce and, when I first started, I started my first real business when I was 16, but I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to be a DJ, right? So when I started Get Life Coaching back in 1999, I figured, I should learn a few things. So I went to a bunch of classes by experts, or so I thought they were experts, right? I remember I went to one and he talked about the purpose of a business plan. And you should build out your plan and never take action until your plan is complete. Right? And I remember sitting there saying I'm way too freaking impatient for this stuff, right? And okay, let me build my plan. And I didn't understand, about a business plan. And look, I'm not saying you shouldn't do some planning. Okay. I just don't think you should spend a long time creating a business plan. If you need to get investors and do things like that, there are certain documents you might need. That's a different conversation. But we're talking about getting your ass out and getting feedback. Okay. The number one mistake that I think small businesses make, the top 2 mistakes is number 1, they think like a small business. Okay. They really do. I've talked to more small business owners that are absolutely doing nothing. Okay, so are you marketing? No, we're waiting, right? Everyone's got this advice that is absolutely freaking wrong. This is not the time you market. My social media person says no one's listening. No, everybody's listening right now, okay? You can do marketing really well and you can do marketing really bad. If you do marketing really bad, you probably won't make money unless you're just one of the few people in that space and people really need what you have. For example, 2 months ago, if you were selling masks, you could suck at it and make some money off of it, right? But it's also about building good marketing, right? Understanding. And so this is the time to. But again, these experts out there love to talk about this is not the time. Bullcrap, it is the time, okay? So you gotta start thinking, it's like stop thinking like a small business owner. What I mean by that is it's not a hobby, okay? If you're gonna go and build a business, start thinking as a business owners would. And if you don't know what a business owner is, right, go to CNBC and look at some of the on-demands of the Profit, okay? Marcus Lemonis. He teaches it right there, right? And there's a lot of good books out there. Start studying successful entrepreneurs. Hang on.
I had, because, like the, peanut butter ones are
This is my daughter.
small?
Yes.
I had 10.
Okay, that's good.
I
Okay,
felt like I had, it's not like they're that, like,
Okay.
sugary and big.
Okay, good.
Because
So,
they're peanut butter.
okay, so you need to start understanding what running like a business looks like. Number two is you need to put yourself out there, okay? Whether we call it, yes, like proof of concept, or you're just trying to get some data. I'm not saying if you've never run Facebook ads and you don't understand marketing, take $10,000 and throw it away. We're not talking about that. But I'm talking about putting yourself out there, getting some feedback. The market will tell you what is successful and what is not successful. It is unforgiving, right? It is brutal at times, but no one said starting a business is easy. I just say it's possible, right? To start it and be successful. We do this program. It's a step-by-step program for coaches, right? Whether you're new or starting out. And we take you through that step-by-step process because I create that program because I got tired of seeing my Facebook feed, all these idiots out there saying, I can get you six-figure. I saw one the other day, right? Like they're not even a freaking coach, but they're guaranteeing, right? Which is bullcrap. Nobody can guarantee you anything when it comes to marketing. If they do, they're lying. Okay? Really, they do. I get those, sometimes I get them in my LinkedIn, like, we'll guarantee you, six-figure clients. I'm like, great, here's what we do. You work for me, and as soon as I get my six-figure client from you, I'll pay you. It doesn't work that way. I'm like, you're guaranteeing it, right? I'm confused, right? So you got all these people saying like, oh, this will be so easy. No, remember this, get rich quick means go broke fast, okay? So we created a program called Get You to Launch for coaches. It's only for coaches. It's good for everybody, but it's really designed for coaches. I'm really taking you in a daily step by step of building a successful business. That's what it is. It really doesn't matter if you're building an online brick and mortar, selling shoes, doing tattoos, whatever it is, coaching. Business is kind of all brought out the same way, right? So, but you got to get some feedback to see what's working or not. You got to fall down and get yourself to realize you can get yourself back up. So, is it a good time to start your business? Yes. Is it, the best advice is go out there and create some mistakes. You'll learn. It will suck, but you'll learn. You'll learn and you get where you want to go. Let me say hi to a few more people here. We're going to be wrapping up shortly, guys. If you have any other questions, comments, right, please put them in the comment section. Be more than happy to answer them. Shannon, hello, Shannon. McCall writes, so cute. Heather is watching. Welcome, everybody. So if you're interested if you are a coach out there, just go to joewhitevip.com, joewhitevip.com. There's information about the program there, right? It's like dirt cheap. It's like $97. I mean, come on. But it's really designed just for coaches. So if you're not a coach and if you just want to get rich quick, don't go there. All right. Let me see my next question here. I think I got one more here. How do I get over my fear of taking action? There are some things I really want to do in my life, but I never do them. I never complete them. I am so fear of failing. Very often, that fear of failing is a myth. We like to believe it's fear of failing because it sounds good. You go to your friends and say, I have a fear of failure. They go, so do I. Right, let's be friends. But let's be honest. If we fail at what we do, if you start a business and fail, if you get into a relationship and it fails, and, where do we end up? We end up right back where we are, right? We end up right where we are. So think about this. If you start here and you strive to get to here and you get back right here and you fail, where do you go? You end up where you started from. Why is that important? It's not fear. Fear of failing does not stop us. It's fear of success. Let me explain. Fear of failing just gives us more of what we've got. It doesn't mean that we like it. It doesn't mean that we don't want to change, but it's familiar, it's comfortable. We know how to navigate it. We know how to survive it. If we are successful, what changes? Watch this. Think of a big ass dream that you have. Anything, right? Something that you want more than anything in life, right? And just say you came to, you did a complimentary coaching session. I coach you, you get that result. Right? You want a relationship? Boom, you got it. You want financial independence? Boom, you got it. You want a new career? You got it, right? What changes in your life? Everything changes in your life. Everything. Expectations of you change. What people think of you change. How people respond to you change. You're now, instead of falling from this height, right? You're now falling from like that height. It's a lot further to fall, right? So we have this thing called failure.
Doll.
Yes.
I'm gonna play with it in my...
And Barbie got caught in the thing. So it's very often, it's not the fear of failure. Yes, Em. It's not the fear. Don't do that, please. You're going to knock that off. It's not the fear of failure. It's the fear of success. Okay. So when I hear people say, oh, it's fear of failure, it's really not. Why is that important? Not only is it because it's incorrect, because it doesn't give us the right mindset and strategy to overcome it. Okay. Because what happens is we will take action to achieve that result, but then we will begin to fall back, right? We'll fall back when we start getting results. We'll fall back when we start moving forward, when it starts to be successful. Why? Because it gets us further away from that starting point, and the further away from that starting point, the more fearful we can't swim back. We can't get back to what we know. My mom used to say this phrase all the time, but yet it was so true. It's the devil that I know versus the devil that I don't know. Don't be surprised by the power of comfort and familiarity. We as a species will do more to feel comfortable, to feel familiar. We'll give away our rights. You're welcome. We'll give away our rights. We'll give away our dreams. We'll give away our fortune so that we can feel comfortable. 64% of all NFL athletes are broke within 3 years. Why? Because they have achieved all the success, but they don't feel comfortable with it. It's not congruent with their identity, so they find ways to give it away, lose it, make bad choices, right? 80% of the people that win the jackpot lottery within 10 years go back to the same economic level. We will do crazy ass shit just to feel comfortable. We will stay in depression, stay in anxiety, stay in a crappy relationship, stay living less than our worth, staying less than in our true power. Why? Because it's familiar. Yeah, we know better, but knowing better doesn't change anything, right? Ask anyone who smokes who want to quit or any addict who wants to stop using drugs. They know they need to make changes, but that's not enough because your subconscious mind governs 90% of everything you do today. So knowing what to do is only 10%. 10 versus 90, do the math. It's an uphill battle, very rarely won on its own. That's why we got to begin to change our psychology, change our wiring so that we can produce the results that we want even more. Okay? And to overcome that, we got to break free. I mean, shatter the illusion of the gravitational pull of comfort and familiar. familiarity and avoid I'm looking for a prop, and avoid looking, that myth of, well, I don't want it anymore. I can't handle it anymore. Bullcrap. We can stay stuck in familiarity for decades before we recognize this. So this is the earth. This is like, a rocket taking off. And this earth represents what is comfortable, what is familiar, all the shit that you don't want in your life. And you take off. If a rocket takes off, it has to get so high out of the atmosphere that if it stops the engine, it won't get pulled into the gravitational pull. That's what happens. We take off with the best intentions, but then we run out of fuel. We run out of that passion I talked about earlier. We run out of that drive. We run out of that energy, right? We don't see enough results. We go, maybe this isn't working. Maybe I should just stop, right? And then all of a sudden, we're not far enough out of that gravitational pull of that comfort and familiarity. And what do? We drift back to what we know. Why? It's comfortable and familiar. We need to shatter this or blow this up like a death planet. That's what we need to do. How do you do that? Realize this, guys. Your worth is greater than anything. We can never ever compromise in living the life of settling less than what you're worth. I don't care if you call it content. I don't care if you call it's not that bad, status quo. They're all kind of lies that we tell ourselves of why we don't deserve what we want. Just go visit someone who's dying and you will understand the fragility of life. You will understand the temporariness of life. Earth to live a full life. It doesn't matter. For me, what's right for me is not right for you, maybe, right? Work at McDonald's and loving that job and being so happy and filled and connecting with people, that could be it. Trying to change the world with social issues, that could be it for you too. But it's a matter, it's truly about eliminating those barriers, those mindsets, rewiring your brain so that you can live the life that you are truly worthy of living. And as soon as we compromise, as soon as we give some bullshit excuse, I'm too old, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I've been hurt in the past, all those stories that we tell ourselves why we can't get what we want, that we perpetuate over and over and over again. And the friends that we hang out that says it's not that bad, you're fine, you don't need anybody, you have enough money, oh, why are you doing all that? Why are you going to those seminars, right? Why are you working on yourself? You're fine, you don't need all that. Bull crap, we need to grow. So we've really got to come to a choice point in our life, don't we? Right? Do we settle for the shit that we got, or do we reach out and grow and become who we truly, truly are? Because you can't have both. Because if you go out and you strive for that life that you truly deserve, you're going to fall down. You're going to hit some bumps. You're going to have some failures. That's not a dirty word. You're going to have failures, but you'll learn to recover. You'll learn to get up, and you'll learn your true worth, because that's that determination, that pig-headed determination that will pick you and drive you forward. And somewhere on that journey, you realize, you know what? I got this. I can do this, right? Bring it on. I've been through so much shit in my life, especially in the last, in that period 3-4 years ago, between my dad and my relationship. There was an accident that jacked up my whole neck. I was in severe pain, dealing with everything else. And my mom, all within 18 months, right? And that was some of my lowest periods of my life. And here's one thing I've realized during those periods. If I can get through this shit, that shit, I can get through anything. So go ahead, bring on COVID. I'll find a way through it. Go ahead, change this. I'll find a way through it. Because I've learned to realize that nothing in your life, right, should ever go above living your true worth. Whether you get that true worth today, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years, it doesn't matter. It's that pursuit. That's where we get the pleasure, when we pursue after what we want, right? Going after it and realizing it's a going after it, like I really am worth it. But you're not going to feel it in the beginning. You're not going to feel when you fall down in the beginning. I remember when I went on this tour for about 2 years for the Small Business Expo, and I spoke on stage. And I've sold face-to-face, I've sold in seminars, always really good success with it, but I never sold to an absolute cold room, right? So I was a featured speaker, I had this program I was offering, and I would get in front of the room, I would walk them through some great concepts, and at the end of 45 minutes, I would do a call to action. Who's ready to move forward today? Let's go to the back table with me, we sign you up. And I remember one of the first times I did it, the first time I did it went really, really well. The second, third, and fourth time I did it, nothing happened. Like, so who's ready to move forward today? Raise your hand and say, I. And like not one person raised their hand. I'm like, and then I kind of said some other things. Goes, so are you ready now? And no one raised their hand. And like, I literally had to put my tail between my legs because I was out of time. And I'm like, all right, everybody. Well, if you have any questions, come to the back table. And no one had one question. I was so freaking devastated, right? And that happened more than one time, right? Or you get one sale, or you get that one person that wants to spend 45 minutes asking every question for a $100 program, right? And meanwhile, everyone else walks out and it's like the Jerry Maguire. I got my one client, right? But here's the truth. It's through that experience, I realized that whether I got a sale or I didn't get a sale, whether someone believed me or not, my worth has remained unchanged. My true worth. Nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can deny me of it. And whether I'm successful today or I'm less than successful today, my worth is still the same. Right? See, when we stop basing our worth on external factors, we become free. Free to live the lives that we're really meant to live. So I know there's a lot there, but kind of felt it and got on a little bit of a groove. So, Vanessa, hola. Frank, how are you? Suri, how are you? John, good to have you. So we do this every Monday at noon. Here's the only thing I ask, right? If you are enjoying this, just share it. Because you never know what message that or a point that I'm sharing may impact someone on your wall. So, right, if you got some value out of this, just hit that share button and share that to people that you know and you love. Alanka, welcome. And as usual, we offer a complimentary coaching session. So if you really kind of want to work through stuff, learn how to rewire your brain, more importantly, become a better coach in your own life, just go to calljoewhite.com. Easiest way to complete that form, and I'll reach out to you and we'll get you scheduled, see what we can do for you. Just go to calljoewhite.com. So thank you, everybody. Stay safe, stay great, and I'll be back here next Monday. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.